Hi everyone, welcome to Paloma Yoga. I'm Paloma and I'm here in the Columbia River Gorge in Oregon. Today we're just going to do a full body release practice. So let's go ahead and get started. Come onto your seat. And we'll start off in double pigeon. So right shin over left, feet are crossed. Move the hips back and place your hands right in front of the shins. So we'll start off just with the hands in front of the shins. Don't worry about bringing the elbows or the forearms down. And move around as much as you need to, because we're not quite warmed up yet. So this is a hip opener. The outer hips are really just starting to take the shape of the pose. And coming into the breath, rooting down with the palms. And as you root down with the palms, traction the hands back to help the chest draw forward. And as the chest draws forward, the hips draw back. A few breaths here. One more breath. And upright your torso. And we'll come to the other side. So left shin over right. Move the hips back, bring the hands in front of the shins, and move from side to side. Take any sort of movements, deep breaths to really come into the posture. And this is a pretty deep hip opener, so just take your time. Root down with the palms, traction the hands back towards the shins. Sternum and chest draw forward. Hips are moving back. A few more breaths. One more breath. And upright your torso. And from here we'll come into a tabletop. So place your hands down, move your knees back. And from this tabletop we'll bring the elbows and the forearms down to the floor. And just to sweetly, gently warm up the spine, we'll take a few cat-cows on the elbows. So on your inhale, draw the sternum forward, shoulder blades draw in, tailbone lifts. And on the exhale, round the spine, tailbone curls down. Low back, mid back, upper back, rounding, find that flexion, root down with the shins. And on the inhale, again, tailbone draws up, shoulder blades draw in, sternum draws forward. And exhale, rounding the spine, lowering the crown of the head towards the floor, rooting down with the shin bones. Press the floor away with the elbows. Again, inhale, draw the chest forward. And exhale, round the spine and curl. Find a neutral spine from here. Interlace the fingers, press down with the pinkies, and move the knees back so much that the forehead can come down to the floor. And gently pressing down with the forearms and the elbows. Tailbone is lifting away from the crown of the head. Continue to root down with the tops of the feet, the shins. Move around as much as you need to really find a nice length through the spine. Allowing the rib cage to expand. A little bit of engagement through the belly. One more breath. And from here, we'll walk the knees back in. Just have the knees aligned under the hips and come back up to the palms. So you're in a tabletop position here. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up. You're in a short down dog. Walk your feet forward and have the feet about hips width distance, so 2/5 width apart. Take a little bend into the knees, let the chest rest on the thighs, and just let your head relax. So neck is long. Bring the weight forward into the balls of the feet. And keep the fingers tented. Just coming into this gentle forward fold to start. few breaths here. And rooting down with the feet, slowly roll up to stand, low back, middle back, upper back, and shoulders depress away from the ears, lifting the chin. Lift your arms up over your head, take a full breath in. Catch the elbows with the heels of your hands. Find length in your spine here. And slowly bending into the knees, shin bones move back, bring the weight into the heels. So you're in a chair pose. It's modified here with the feet hips width distance. Can you lift the chest a little bit more? Can you move the arm bones back? Think tailbone to pubic bone. And then from here, keep the legs bent. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Move the elbows towards the front of the space. Pause. Thighs are parallel to the floor. And then slowly take a forward fold. You can keep a little bend into the knees. We're not quite warmed up yet. And then let the elbows reach towards the floor. Hang on to the elbows for just one more breath. And then release the elbows, tent the fingers. Elongate your spine away from your hips, halfway lift. Keep a little bend into the knees to start. And exhale, fold back down. Slowly roll up to stand again, vertebrae by vertebrae. Shoulders draw down, chin lifts. On the inhale, lift the arms again. Catch opposite hand to opposite elbow. Biceps by the ears, move the arm bones back, lengthen through the spine. Sitting back into the chair pose, Utkatasana. Again, bring the weight into the heels, move the shin bones back, chest is lifting. And bring the ribs towards the thighs, elbows draw forward, tailbone draws back. Come into the forward fold, lifting the hips, lowering the elbows, pause here. Release the elbows, tent the fingers, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold. Once more, we'll slowly roll up to stand. Lift the arms up over the head, catch the elbows, breathe in. Breathing out, sink into the chair pose. Tailbone to pubic bone, chest lifts, arms move back. Bring the thighs and the chest together, elbows move forward, tailbone draws back. Come into the forward fold, release the elbows towards the floor, relax the neck. Release the elbows, tent the fingers, Ardha Uttanasana. Weight is moving forward, crown of the head draws forward. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. And from here, lower your hips towards your heels, lift your heels so you can lift the chest. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, keep the chest connected to the thighs, lift the hips, lower the heels into your forward fold. Inhaling, come back to the squat, lifting the heels, lift the chest. Exhale, lower the heels, lift the hips, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels, lift the hips, forward fold. Lengthen your spine on the in-breath. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose on the out-breath. Sternum forward, heels draw back. Move the crown of your head away from the tailbone. Slowly lower down to your belly. Untuck the toes, press down with the tops of your feet. On your inhale, lift the chest for baby cobra. Shoulder blades are drawing in. Hands are pressing down and back, so imagine that you're tractioning the hands back towards your knees. And this will just allow the chest and the sternum to lift a little bit more. One more breath. And lower the chest, tuck the toes. On your inhale, press up to your plank pose. On the exhale, downward facing dog. Hands are pressing down and forward. Feet are pressing down and back. Outer ankles are hugging in. Upper arm bones are rotating up. So imagine the biceps are wrapping up and the triceps are wrapping down. And you can bend into one knee and bend into the other, just warming up the ankles, the backs of the thighs, the hamstrings. And lifting the heels and lowering the heels down together. And the center of the heels are drawing towards the floor. And then we'll lift the heels again, breathing in. Bend the knees, draw the chest towards the thighs as you breathe out. Come forward to your plank pose on your inhale. Lower all the way down to your belly on the exhale. Untuck the toes, press down with the tops of your feet, lift your shin bones, root down with the thighs and the pubic bone as you lift your chest, baby cobra. Full breath in. Lower the chest as you breathe out. Tuck the toes, lift through the sides of the waist as you press down, lift up. Plank pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift the heels, breathe in. Bend the knees as you breathe out. Let the ribs expand. Inhale, come forward to your plank pose. Exhale, very slowly lower down to your belly again. Press down with the tops of the feet. Inhale, baby cobra. Draw the shoulder blades together. Lift the chest. Move the sternum towards the front of the mat. Exhale, lower the chest. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press up plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move the shoulders away from the ears. So wrap the upper arm bones up. Relax the head. One more breath here. And on your inhale, lift the right leg up as you stretch the left heel down. Try to keep the hips neutral here. And then draw your right knee in towards your chest. Breathing out. Lightly step your right foot towards your right thumb. Tap the left knee down. Untuck the back toes. Lift your arms up over your head. Root down with the right foot and the back shin. And hug your right hip in and find a little bit more stability in the right leg. And then from here, interlace your fingers at the center of your chest. Lift your sternum into the thumbs. And then find a little back bend here. So dropping the tailbone, lifting the pelvis. And once you have this really nice, gentle back bend, engaging through the belly, just find a little protection in the low back. Lift the arms up over your head, reach the knuckles back, biceps by the ears. And release your hands to frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up, breathe in. Breathing out, step your left foot to meet your right, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana, arms lift, press the palms, gaze up. On your exhale, fold back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. On your exhale, hop or step back to Chaturanga. Inhale for up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg, breathing in. Again, keeping the hips square. Breathing out, draw the left knee towards the chest. step the left foot towards the left thumb, tap the right knee down, untuck the back toes. Root down as you lift the arms, breathing in. And settle as you breathe out. Rooting down with the left foot and the right shin, hugging the left hip in, find that stability. And as you're grounding down, lift the front ribs up, drop the tailbone down. Interlace the fingers, opposite thumb on top this time. Lift the sternum towards the thumbs. Collarbones spreading right and left. And then from here, lift the arms up over the head, reach the knuckles back. One more breath. And release the hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up, breathe in. Breathing out, step the right foot to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, or cobra. Exhale, downward facing. On your inhale, lift your right leg up. On the exhale, lightly step the right foot towards the thumb, tap the left knee down. And inhaling, lift the arms, and exhaling, settle. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, and reach the knuckles towards the back of the left knee. Draw the shoulder blades together, lift the chest. Root down as you lift, one more breath. Release the hands, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, inhale. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, breathing in. Draw the left knee forward as you breathe out. Step the left foot down. Untuck the back toes, lift the arms up over the head, full breath in. Settle as you breathe out. Interlace the fingers behind your back, opposite thumb on top. Reach the knuckles towards the back knee. Lift through the chest, draw the shoulder blades back and down. Release the bind, bring your hands down to frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, inhale. Step the right foot to meet the left on your exhale. Inhale, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, belly draws in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop, step, float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, lift your right leg as you stretch your left heel down. Exhale, draw the knee towards the chest and lightly step the right foot forward. Tent the fingers, stay on the ball of your back foot. Move your feet out a little bit wider, so left foot moves out a little bit more towards the left. Root down with your right foot as you rise up for crescent pose. Lift the arms up over your head. Drop your tailbone down. Lift the back thigh up. Hug the right hip in. Bring your hands to your heart center for prayer. Hinge at your right hip, pause. Keep the bend in your front knee. Draw the belly up and in and rotate towards the right. So hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Draw the right ribs back, left ribs forward. Crown of the head moves away from the tailbone. One more breath. Release your hands. So the hands are tented a little bit farther forward of the right foot. Root down with your right foot as you lift your left leg for half split. Lightly step your left foot to meet your right, forward fold. Sink the hips, bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bring the weight into the heels, move the shin bones back. Sink a little bit lower. Sink a little bit lower. Come all the way down to your seat for boat pose Navasana. So your knees can be bent, or you can have the legs straight. What's most important here is that you're lengthening through the spine. Engage the legs for 4. Draw the belly in for 3. Lifting through the crown of the head for 2. And 1. Hug your knees in, plant your feet, find chair pose. And go ahead and fold forward, breathing out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Step the left foot forward as you breathe out. Again, so finding that stabilization in the feet and rooting down with the feet as you come up to your crescent pose. Dropping the tailbone, hugging the outer left hip in, lifting the back thigh up, reaching the right heel back. Bottom front ribs down, bottom back ribs lift. Bring your palms together. Hinge at your left hip, pause. Hug that left outer hip in. Twist to the left and hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. And press the back heel towards the back of your mat as you rotate your chest a little bit more. Left ribs back, right ribs forward. Crown of the head away from the tailbone. Gaze past your right shoulder, bring your hands to the floor, tent the fingers. Root down with the left foot as you lift the right leg for standing split. And place the right foot down to meet the left. And bring the feet together. Sink the hips, bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. And sink a little bit lower. Sink a little bit lower. And come all the way down to your seat for boat pose Navasana. And we'll hold for 5 breaths. Squeeze the inner legs together for 5. Pull the belly in for 4. Breathe freely for 3. Crown of the head lifts for 2. And 1. Hug the knees into the chest. Plant the feet. Chair pose. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palms. Hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Step the right foot towards the right thumb. Seal your back heel down. Warrior 1. Draw the right ribs back. Move the left ribs forward. Can you bend deeper into your front knees so your shin is perpendicular to the floor? And as you do that, can you ground down a little bit more with the outer edge of the back foot? Bring the palms together over your head to touch. Triceps are engaged a little bit to draw the pinkies in towards one another. Bend your elbows, connect the thumbs to the nape of your neck, lift your chest, elbows hug in, breathing in. As you breathe out, straighten your right leg. Lift the arms up over your head. Pivot to the ball of your back foot and rotate your chest towards the right. Right arm moves back, left arm moves forward. Warrior one. Seal the back heel down, bend the front knee, press the palms, gaze up. Bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Step your right foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. Seal the back heel down. Lift the arms, biceps by the ears. Move the left ribs back, right ribs forward. Press the palms. Bend the elbows, connect the thumbs to the nape of the neck, and lift the chest. Bend a little bit deeper into the front knee. Lift the arms, straighten the left leg. Pivot to the ball of your back foot. Left arm back, right arm forward. Steady your gaze. Lift your arms back up over your head, warrior one. Hands to the floor, step the left foot back, chaturanga. Upward facing inhale. Downward facing exhale. Relax your head. Soften the neck. 2 breaths. And from here, come forward to your plank pose. Bring the feet together. Drop the heels to the right. Lift the left arm. Vashisthasana, side plank. Press the right hand into the mat. Engage through the right arm. Now lift your left leg. Draw the left knee in towards your chest. Gaze towards the front of your mat. Step your left foot forward. Pivot to the ball of your back foot. So hang out in this runner's lunge for just a moment. And then from here, as you press down with your left foot, bring your right knee in towards your chest. And very slowly rise up to stand. You can hold on to the shin or the back of the thigh. Now find length in your spine here. Crown of the head is lifting. And can you maintain this length in your spine as you take your 2 peace fingers, wrap them around your right big toe, bring your left hand to your hip. So you can keep the leg bent or extend the right leg forward, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Move the right shoulder back. Keep lifting through the crown of the head, sides of the neck. And move the right leg out towards the right, gaze towards the left. And keeping the hips even here and anchoring your vision on one point. And gaze forward, right leg forward. Keep the right leg extended and hold for 3, 2, 1. Place the right foot down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Come forward to your plank pose. Bring the feet together. Drop the heels towards the left. Lift the right arm. Again, press the floor away with the left hand. Engage through the arm. Move the shoulder away from your ear. Lift the right leg. Draw the right knee in towards your chest. Gaze towards the front of your mat. Step the foot forward. Pivot to the ball of your back foot. Draw the left knee in towards your chest. Stay rounded here as you slowly rise up. Keep the thigh towards the chest. Hang on to the shin or the back of the thigh. Take your index finger and your middle finger, wrap them around your left big toe. Extend the left leg forward as much as you can. Draw the left shoulder back and maintain that length in your spine. And gaze towards the right. And move the left leg out towards the left. And gaze forward. Left leg moves towards the front. Bring your left hand to your hip. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot. Inhale, arms lift, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palms, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Breathing in and breathing out. From here, bring your feet together and walk your feet up. Shorten your down dog. Lift your left leg. Gaze between your thumbs. Lift your right heel, bend your right knee, and then you'll lightly hop your right foot towards your right thumb. And coming into half moon, walk the right hand towards the right edge of the mat. Turn your chest towards the left. Keep your left hand on your hip, just to find some stability here. And root down with your right big toe. Engage your right thigh. Press through the left heel. Engage the left thigh. Good. Keep your hand on your hip. Bend into your right knee. And very lightly step your left foot back. Coming into Warrior Two. So extending the arms. Bend deep into the front knee. Moving the pinkies away from one another. And wrapping your right arm underneath your left for eagle. You can catch the left wrist with your right hand. Elbows are in line with the shoulders. Tailbone drops down. A little bit more bend in the front knee. Hold for 2 more breaths. Straighten the right leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Toe heel your left foot in once or twice. And setting up for Trikonasana. So find this length in the sides of your waist and your spine. And maintaining that length, hinge at your right hip. Pause here. And then open up the arms. Your right hand can come to the shin or the ankle. I like to place my hand on the outside of the ankle, put a little bend into the right knee, and gaze up towards the left thumb. Inner right thigh is wrapping up. Inner left thigh is wrapping down. Crown of the head moves away from the tailbone. And crown of the head is aligned over the base of your spine. From here, internally rotate your left shoulder so the palm turns towards the back of the space. Wrap your left arm behind your back. Feel for the right hip crease. Can you open your chest a little bit more, moving the left shoulder back? Root down with your feet. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Reach your right arm towards the back of the space. And on your exhale, windmill your hands down to the floor. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Full breath in. Deep breath out. Let's bring the feet together, walk the feet up, shorten your dog. Lift the right leg, gaze between your thumbs. Lift the left heel, bend the knee, and hop your left foot forward. Root down with the left big toe, move the left hand out towards the left, bring your right hand to your hip and rotate your chest towards the right. Move the crown of your head away from your tailbone, move it forward. Press the right heel back. Engage the right leg, engage the left quadricep muscle, lift it up towards the hip. For 2 and 1. Bend into the left knee and very lightly without a sound step the right foot back for warrior 2. And you can readjust your feet so the feet are a little bit wider. Bend deeper into the left knee, the knee is tracking forward. Open the arms, shoulders are relaxed, thumbs and pinkies moving in opposite directions. Wrap your left arm underneath your right. Catch the right wrist with the left hand. Lift the elbows slightly. Soften the shoulders, soften the muscles of your face. Continue to breathe here. For 1 and 2. And go ahead and straighten the left leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Toe heel your right foot in once or twice, just to shorten the stance a little bit. Draw the hips back and hinge at the left hip. And maintaining that length in the spine, sides of the waist are lifting. Release your left hand down towards the shin or the ankle or the floor. Lift your right arm up and gaze towards your right thumb. Internally rotate your right arm and wrap the right arm behind your back. Feel for the left hip crease. One side's going to be a little bit different than the other. I can grab the hip crease a little bit easier on this side. Again, moving the tailbone and the crown of the head away from one another as you wrap the right shoulder back. Root down as you lift your left arm, reversing your triangle, breathing in. And breathing out, windmill your hands down to the floor. Chaturanga. Upward facing inhale. And downward facing exhale. Full breath in. And a deep breath out. And come forward to the plank pose on your inhale. And slowly lower down to your belly on the exhale. Untuck the toes. And bring the forehead to the floor. Let your arms stretch back. And we'll lift up for Shalabhasana. Lift the shoulders, lift the chest. Lift the feet. Reach the feet back as you lift your arms. And then rotate your palms in. Imagine you're holding a block between your hands. Press the palms, draw the shoulder blades together. So the shoulder blades are retracting here. And we're finding length rather than so much height. And 2 more breaths. And slowly release down. And we'll do that again. On the inhale, lift the shoulders, lift the chest, lift the legs, reach the feet back, and balancing on the hip bones. And you lift the thighs a little bit more as you reach the toes towards the back of the space. Press the palms in towards one another. And then slowly release. And come into Sphinx pose. So bring the forearms and the elbows down. And the elbows are aligned with the shoulders. The wrists are aligned with the elbows. And we're drawing the chest and the sternum forward. So pulling the chest through the arms. And there's that traction again. So the palms are pressing down and drawing back. Elbows pressing down, drawing towards the hips. Collarbones spreading right and left. One more breath. And from here, move your left arm to a diagonal. Bend your right knee. Press down with the left elbow as you reach back for the right foot. So hold on to the inner edge of the right foot. And you can stay here if you want to go deeper. Internally rotate your shoulder so the elbow lifts towards the ceiling. Wrap your fingers around your toes. And draw the heel towards your right glute. Eka Bakasana, this is half fish pose. And you're listening to your body. So only going to the depth that feels good. Pressing down with the elbow, lift the left shoulder away from the ear, draw the chest forward. One more breath. And gently release the foot. Reset back into the Sphinx, draw the chest forward, press down with the tops of the feet, little engagement in the legs. Move your right arm to a diagonal. And again, find that pressure in the right arm. So we're not sagging into the right shoulder. We're moving the shoulder away from the ear by pressing down with the elbow. Bend your left knee, reach back for the foot. Hold on to the inner edge of the foot first. Option 1. Option 2, internally rotate the shoulder, lift the elbow towards the ceiling and wrap the fingers around the foot. Draw the heel towards the left glute. And you should feel this in your quadricep muscle. Feel a nice stretch, no strain. Chest draws forward, elbow presses down. One more breath. And release the foot. And reset in your Sphinx pose. Good, bring your hands under your shoulders. And we'll stretch the arms back. We'll come back into Shalabhasana. So lifting the shoulders, lifting the feet, lifting the thighs, reach the hands back. Now bend the knees. See if you can catch your ankles or the tops of the feet for bow pose. So lift the thigh bones up, lift the feet up, chest begins to lift, sternum draws forward. Knees are about hips width distance as you lift the feet, keep lifting the chest. One more breath. And lower the thighs, release the feet, and just relax. And we'll do that again. So coming into Shalabhasana, lift the shoulders, lift the chest, feet lift. Then bend the knees, keep the thigh bones lifting. Catch the ankles or the tops of the feet. Lift the feet up so you're balancing on your frontal hip bones. You move the shin bones back to lift the chest up. And lower the thighs, release the ankles, and just relax. From here, tuck the toes, bring your hands to your low ribs. Press up to your plank pose, inhale. And downward facing dog on the exhale. And bring your feet together, shorten your dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Hop your feet through your hands and come down onto your seat. And we'll set up for bridge pose. Lie down onto your back and move your feet a little bit closer towards your heels. You can graze the backs of the heels with your fingertips. Feet are about hips width distance. Pressing down with the feet, lift your hips. Draw the shoulder blades together, interlace the fingers. Press down with the backs of the arms as you lift the hips. Knees are moving towards the front of your mat. And you're rooting down with the back of your head rather than your neck. Back of the head, back of the shoulders, back of the arms are pressing. And very slowly lower the hips and release. So you can do another bridge, or you can take wheel and keep the feet where they are, or you can move your feet out a little bit wider. Just makes it a little easier to access the posture. So step one, bring your hands to your shoulders. Turn the fingers out slightly. Elbows are hugging in. Root down with your feet. Lift your hips. Step two, come to the top of your head. Realign your hands. Realign your feet. Elbows are pointing up and towards the back of the mat. From here, step three, straighten the arms, lift the hips, move the chest towards the front of your mat. And most important, we're breathing freely. Soften the glutes, lift the hips. One more breath. And slowly lower the back of the head, the upper back, lower back, and release. Full breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's do that once more. So you can take another bridge or wheel. And if you're coming into the wheel, we'll do the 3-step process. So bring your hands towards the shoulders. Turn the fingers out slightly. So index fingers are turning towards the edges of the mat. Press down with the feet, lift the hips. Come to the top of the head. Realign the hands, realign the shoulders, hug the elbows in. Press down as you lift. Breathing freely. One more breath. And lower everything down. And from here, spread the feet wide. Drop the knees to the right. Hook the right foot over the left thigh. Extend the left arm towards the back of your mat. And back of the hand is resting. And find a little length on the left side of the body. And release. Bring the knees back to center. Drop your knees to the left. And hook your left foot over the right thigh. Encourage the thigh towards the floor. Reach the right arm up and back. Reaching with the right hand and the right fingertips to find more length in the ribs, the hip flexor, and the thigh. And bring the knees back to center. And from here, hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock up to your seat. For Paschimottanasana, extend the legs, flex the feet. Lift your arms up over your head, breathing in. fold forward as you breathe out. And let the hands land where they land. And you can hold on to the outer edges of the feet towards the heels. And every breath is finding length, breathing in. And every breath is finding a little bit more depth in the fold, breathing out. And inhale and come back up. So from here we'll find the double pigeon again. So right shin over left. And just notice what's changed, what's shifted. Not just in the hips, but in the spine, the shoulders, the upper back. And moving the hips back, move the hands forward, chest forward. And now that we're a lot more open and warmed up, you can bring the elbows and the forearms down to the floor if that feels good. And breathing deeply here. And every breath, find a little bit more depth, a little bit more length. And elbows and forearms, hands are pressing down and tractioning back towards the shins. One more breath. And upright your torso. Come to the other side, left shin in front of right. Hips move back, chest moves forward. Forearms, elbows to the floor. Relax your neck. And notice what's changed, what's shifted. And just breathing into the areas that are tight or tense. And uprighting your torso. And bending the knees. And have the feet again as wide as the mat. Lift your chest. And drop your knees to the right. Lift the knees to the center, drop the knees to the left. Once more back to center. Drop the knees to the right. And bring the knees to center, drop the knees to the left. And come back to center. Bring your feet together. Reach your arms forward and very slowly lower all the way down to your back, low back, middle back, upper back, and rest your arms by your sides, coming into Shavasana. And staying here for a few rounds of breath, allowing all of the postures to resonate and settle. Allowing your body to soften and completely relax. to deepen your breath. And prepare to leave Shavasana. And bending your knees, planting your feet, and rolling over to your right side. And pressing down with your left hand as you come up to a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana. And bring your hands to your heart center if that resonates with you. And thanking yourself for making the time and space out of your day for your practice. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.